And we back. We talking about the road to number 10. We on album 3, No Other Heroes, and I'm joined by C Straight, Ready Rider, Oatmeal, Nazarite, and we're gonna talk all things No Other Heroes as we are on the road to album 10. So the first question, I'm gonna do something I should have did in all of the other ones. I'm gonna talk about the track list. I'm gonna name the track list, and then I'm gonna get into my questions about everything. So here we go. Chase God, which is the theme song to the GodChaserz podcast. 3D Standout featuring featuring Jay.
Yeah.
Hit the Floor.
DJ Will, right?
DJ Will was on the video.
DJ Will, great video.
Gold featuring Chris Cersei. Not Too Far. Rossi and Nikki Dawson. Nikki Dawson. No Name.
Yep.
Featuring C Straight.
Okay.
All the Way with Champ.
All the way.
Champ.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nobody with Ready Rider and Marte.
Yes, sir.
Jesus Is My Bodyguard.
My bodyguard.
Bodyguard. Great show. So
Stole that song too.
Say that again.
Remember, somebody kind of stole that song and made something just like that song, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
Say it.
Nope,
like
we keep going.
We passed, you know what I'm saying? We years past it. We can say whatever now. Whatever. Last Time featuring Uncle Reese.
Yeah.
Most importantly was the altar call. Should have told him.
Should have told.
T-Bowing. All right.
And I'm yours.
I'm yours.
I am yours.
I'm yours. I'm yours.
Chris something.
So we said OMG could have been the biggest commercial record, but now looking at this track listing, I think it was No Other Heroes. And here's why I said it. We didn't have the deal with Best Buy, but this is the album that went into stores. This was the album when I got signed to Syntax.
Right.
Save the City Records with Provident and Sony. And so let's just start with T-Bowing. ESPN.
Yeah. Scoop Jackson. Scoop Jackson, right?
Scoop Jackson. So the store with T-Bowing, I was supposed to do that in August. The Lord told me to do this song about T-Bowing. It got to October. I was on a plane to Denver, and the Lord was like, if you don't do this song, I'm going to give it to somebody else. And at the time, the album wasn't done and it wasn't mixed. I sent it to D-Mob. D-Mob mixed it for free, sent it back to me. I put it out in the email. I got an email from Scoop Jackson at ESPN saying he wanted to cover the song. Boom, I get interviewed for ESPN and this thing all over the place.
Right.
Like,
that was
people say Don't Rap No More was their introduction to me and what I'm known for, but that right there, that was national. That was outside of the Christian hip hop community.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. Plus, Last Time with Uncle Reese. So shout out to Juice 2020 because this was before Uncle Reese was what everybody know now. He was like, "Hey, put Uncle Reese on the song," and we've done music with Uncle Reese before, and I got stuff on my hard drive that he would be like, "Do not put that out and mess me up." But when I did that, he blew up, and then people on the gospel side started looking at this album and this video that we did. And how many videos did we have? We had
it did crazy numbers.
Hit the Floor was a video. No Name was a video. Jesus with My Bodyguard should have been a video. Last Time was a video. So
No Name was a video.
No Name was a video. You know what? Let's talk about it.
Right, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's
talk about track number 6, No Name, featuring C Straight. Ready? Start it off.
Deploy seminary tactics. First thing I got to say. That was the first part of his bar. So a lot of people sleep on C Straight.
Okay.
And he has been one of the hardest people to come behind to try to out rap. I mean, I know people come in and they try to be humble and all this other stuff, but you don't want to get destroyed on a track. And that's a good way to get destroyed, is to come behind him when he on his A game. Right. And on that track, he murdered it. Like, he straight up murdered it. And then you came behind him and you tried. Like, you tried. But that verse was crazy.
I felt like that was probably one of the best verse as my time with GodChaserz. Because that one
I have to disagree, but go ahead. I disagree.
This is why I say that, because it got the attention of one of my favorite Christian hip hop rappers of all time, Fanatic of Cross Movement, and he shot a tweet. He hit me up with a tweet, and I had been like, when I first started rapping, Cross Movement was like the pinnacle. You wanted to be around them dudes on the label. Well, I did, but they were heroes of mine. Just for Fanatic to be like, yo, man, like, you killed that, like that. That meant a lot, you know what I'm saying? And I would hear it from my family, from Brinson, from the people that, family posts to tell you, oh, you did good, pat you on the back. But when you hear it from like somebody you look up to, so that was a cold verse. I'm glad it came out the way it did, because I think it made for a really good song. Cause we don't have a lot of songs together. I wish we had a bunch of songs together, Brinson, but we don't. So I had to make sure we got a handful of songs. But we really should have more, just being honest.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
No, it ain't about me.
Wait, no. Keep going as I research for receipts.
Oh, okay.
EP?
For receipts. Hey, maybe. But no, that was, just speaking about the album of a whole, to be a part of that one, like, I was like, man, because I felt like Escaping Me, OMG, those two albums put together was what No Other Heroes was. To me, it was. Yes, it was. Come on, man. You gonna let me?
No, I'm shaking my head at what you just said.
Oh, about what I said earlier.
Right, and I'm looking at all the songs we got together, and I'm like, come on, dude. So it's okay for C Straight to come out on top on that song, because I remember this stuff, and then fast forward to what's the name of that song?
Thank you, Reddy.
Bar fights.
About to give me a bad.
What is it? It's
Bar fights.
Bar fights. Fast forward.
That song is so hard.
Fast forward to Bar Fights, and I remember No Names, and I said, make him remember you.
Yeah, you was in your bag on Bar Fights. So
Bar Fights, yeah. But the horrible part about Bar Fights is that it wasn't on no album.
We could not really do that.
It's obscure in internet land somewhere, so I guess it don't count. So all right,
yeah. No, brother, it count. It's out there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask everybody. Well, not everybody, because everybody wasn't around then. What was your favorite moment in making No Other Heroes? Either making it, touring with it, or just any part of that era?
Well, I had that part of the era because there was still the wave from OMG, and man, like GodChaserz was like upticking like crazy. It was like festivals, it was like conferences. We were like back and forth, and just the amount of people that I got a chance to be around and meet doing like traveling. I went to places I probably would never have gone, just ministering the gospel through Christian hip hop because of that album. And I remember when it first came out and you dropped the title of it, another well-known Christian rapper was dropping the album.
He dropped that after.
No, after. It was a blatant Jack move. You like, and so that I remember the energy surrounding that. It wasn't anything. It was like everything. It was like bro. So that was interesting. That was interesting. It happened a lot. We got played a lot. A lot of people tried to son us and little boy us, and I'm just being for real. But we always kept focused on the bigger picture, man. And that was always God. And that's why I feel like that's why God just always came out on top. It may not look like on top to everybody else, but we knew, behind closed doors what it was, never compromised anything. And man, so that was a good era because we experienced so much. I know I did. And I keep thanking you, but man, you took me places you didn't have to take me. You had people put me on tickets that didn't have to put me on tickets. So during that time,
you was in Williamsport wilding out,
bro. Yeah, man, that was appreciate you, man. That's all I'm saying.
Ready?
Yeah, I like to echo what C Straight said. I feel the same way because there was only two people that really believed in me in the beginning. It was you and St. Joe, right? Z would hit me an email here and there, but it was y'all two that was like, you know what I'm saying? Keep doing it, keep writing, keep recording, So when you look at this particular album, it's bigger, it's almost an upgrade. I like what C Straight said. It's almost like the other albums, but it's bigger names, bigger productions, you more in your bag. So you had Ja on the album. Ja was hot, or Jay rather. She was real hot at that period of time. That probably was a $600 feature, I'm sure. Champ, who sound like T.I., that was a big Marte was buzzing too. Uncle Reese last time did crazy numbers, video by Space Cherry Films, crystal clear,
clean,
right? It was
super
fire.
clean.
So, and then the T-Bone thing, it's just a lot on his album.
It's a lot.
I mean, it's a lot.
It was nothing wasted. It was no wasted energy. Like when you see like fighters talking about like wasted moves, wasted. It was no wasted energy on this album. Everything hit its target. Everything that it was set out to do, like it accomplished its goals. Like period. Like it was no holes in that album. Like I remember how 3D. At first, 3D, I did not like 3D at first. I probably lied to you. God forgive me. Because I was just like, it was like I think it was the beat. It was just coming from OMG. I was just like, I don't know if this is the way. I don't know if this is the way you should go, but because so many other things before that had worked out, and I knew that you had a vision and you knew what you was doing, so I'm gonna sit up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let this man do it, and it turned out being a major record. So, man, I think that album, man, I think it cemented GodChaserz at that time. This one. I think it did.
So what I remember in making this was Will Thomas, aka Juice 2020, aka Space Cherry Films. Me and him had a pep talk because this is when he was still making beats and doing videos, and we sat down and he was just like, let's look at your past two albums. What's the theme that you keep seeing? And it was just a ton of features from rappers, and he was like, this album keep rapping features to a minimum. Right? And he was like, people need to hear you. And, I heard him, but in my mind, I was under that smoke of you got to have a big name on the album for people to even check you out. And but I remember I was on tour somewhere, and somebody was like, "Why? I like these albums, but I just wanted to hear what you had to say. I ain't know these other people." And right then it clicked. So the only rappers on this album is C Straight, Ready Rider,
right,
and Champ. And I remember at that time I was low key trying to sign Champ.
I remember that.
Low key trying to sign him, and he was resistant. But now that I'm looking at it, I am in awe because I forgot how I had to do 3 verses on all these songs when I used to hate it.
Because OMG was so feature heavy.
So was Escaping
like,
Me.
Yeah, and Escaping Me too. So it was just like, it was time. It was one of them, like, it was time to be like, all right, this is the flagship guy. Like, let me show y'all, you know, what time it is. So that was the album. So Will
pretty much A&R this half of this album. Because what had happened was after he did Don't Rap No More video, he said he got so much business because people seen it. So and I know he was just like, hey, from helping you, it has helped me. So I got to help you with this next one. Right. But after that, halfway through, his career just did this. Yeah. So half of it he helped with, and the other half it was me.
Right. And he'll agree. I'm sure he will agree 100%.
So let's talk about the videos on here. Hit the Floor. C Straight was in it. Oatmeal, was you in this video or no?
No.
No, you wasn't in. You wasn't in Hit the Floor. We had Hit the Floor. We had No Name. Cause I know Reddy was gonna say it.
Shot by Eshawn.
Yep. Shot by Eshawn.
Eshawn.
Good Look Media.
Good Look Media.
Good Look Media, something like that.
Yeah, Good Look. Salvation Army.
And why didn't anybody tell me about how I was dressed in No Name? Because when I look,
bro, I remember.
Because
we really wasn't supposed to shoot as heavy as we shot, and it just ended up turning into a shoot, and we just had what we had on, right?
I was just like, when I go back and look at it, I'm like, man,
like a camouflage set.
I watched it today.
You did? Oh, I was like,
and you was like, look, and you was like, what is that brother wearing?
Bro, I had all that. I looked, man. We both was hurting.
Couldn't tell me that, no.
I watched that video probably twice in my whole life. Like, I hate looking at myself in that video, bro.
Nazarite, what do you remember from No Other Heroes? Because I know you had to go back and listen to it. There you go. He unmute.
Can't even recall right now.
Say that again.
I said I can't even recall right now.
He can't recall.
I got mine.
All these albums y'all talking about is right now when Nazarite was not living right. So you know.
He was Nazarone.
Right.
Nazarite.
Listening to how all these albums came about, you know. So, you know, but I remember every album that y'all mentioned. I remember I would still go back and, you know, listen to them, even though I wasn't, you know, fully, I wasn't living right. That's the way to put it. I wasn't living right. I would still go back and listen to them. And I remember the comment on, what was it? Don't Rap No More. Back, I was secular rapper, and I remember Brinson had told our little brother Jacob to tell me like, Uncle Brinson said, "Don't rap no more." Ain't rapping about God, don't rap no more. I'm like, get out of my face. But yeah,
man, that's crazy.
All right, so we got 10 minutes. So here go the hard questions. Is GodChaserz the most slept on Christian hip hop label?
Of course.
Without a doubt, man. Without a doubt.
I can't think of anybody even close.
Yeah, I mean, bro, like as far as just do like impact, transparency, just your just faithfulness, man. Like I feel like a lot of that gets
Wait, we talking about the whole label. We talking about the whole label.
No. Everybody faithful.
Everybody faithful.
Faithful, right?
Everybody faithful. 70 plus albums. What?
That's bro, like numbers, like you pumping out, not to mention 2 group albums, like just mixtapes. What else does a label have to like put out? You
3 group albums.
Book is like
4 group albums.
4? All the
That's
Kings
gospel.
Men
All the
for the yard.
Okay,
4.
5.
5.
That's gospel mix. That's gospel mix 2. For the yard.
2.
Kingsmen 2.
Kingsmen.
Squad goals.
Kingsmen 3.
My God.
I'm just saying, man.
Ready? What you think?
I'm down.
Restate the question. I got lost in what we was talking about.
Is GodChaserz the most slept on label in Christian hip hop?
So it's the classic thing for the underdog to say that they slept on, right? Because everybody said it.
Right.
But in this case, like when we used to get compared to like a southern version of cross movement. Like I heard that more than once. And so to hear that kind of, to hear people talk about it like that, and then for us not to get the same kind of notoriety that comes with cross movement, you got to say that we was one of the most slept on. I mean, it's pretty simple with the amount of lyricists, the amount of work we did. Because one thing that I loved about us was like we was pumping them out, like straight up, from Javon to all Big R to some of the other people we had on the label. We was pumping out tracks all the time, always putting music out, always doing work. And we never once kind of got off course and just kind of did something crazy and didn't represent God in the right way.
Consistent.
Like, I ain't saying we sinless, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying we always had the right heart and mind when we did stuff.
Right.
And so with that in mind, consistent, stayed Bible-based. When you look at a lot of the artists that people had on a pedestal and half the dudes ain't even Christian no more, like you got to say, you got that has to mean something, right? Especially to God. So yeah, I would say so.
That's right.
The most slept on, I would say, I don't know about the most slept on, but I believe we are highly slept on. You got Oatmeal, you got C Straight, you got Red Rider, you got Brinson, you got me. And I feel like we put out good product. Our product is not trash. And I feel like a lot of us don't get the recognition that we should get, which can be discouraging sometimes. But we do it for God, do it to save the soul, So yeah. I'm gonna leave it there. I ain't gonna go too far because I know we're running out of time.
Oatmeal, you got 60 seconds. What you got? What do you have to say about the last question and No Other Heroes before we be out?
All right, so this is when I started my hype man thing. So this is what really molded me into becoming a rapper. And that was awesome. And all the times we spent touring with that is awesome. Also, we have to be the most slept on. Like, there's no question about it in my mind. Think about all the albums we didn't put out. Our quality is not in the underdog level at all. Our quality is up high. Like, we can compare our albums to anybody, mainstream or not, and we up there. So with that being said, we're the most slept on in my mind.
Yeah.
All right, so one thing I didn't get to touch on is when we put out this project, I had an idea, and the Lord brought it to pass, where I was like, if we're going to put out something, we just can't put out a regular CD. So I went and shot videos for 6 of the songs for Bible studies to go into the album. So it was a CD and DVD that went out for people to take it back to their church, have Bible study with their kids about the songs, so they can get the gospel out even more. And we don't know what God did with that, but you know, it was a great time in the Lord. God did so many good things, put us on TV, put us around the world. I think around this time, or maybe it was OMG where I went to Germany. So I was doing my first international tour during this time, and God just did, you know, looking back and thinking about all these stories, it just shows, one, God's faithfulness, two, that we could be slept on, because as long as we got Christ, it don't matter, because he's the engine, he's the gas, he's the vehicle, and he's the door opener. So it don't matter who sleep as long as his will get done, because
he's a rewarder too.
Right. He's our commander and our commender. So so he's the one that's getting the glory out of this. So no other heroes, and I'm gonna just talk about myself on this, because when I look at the cover, I'm like, I had so many vests during that time we was
bro, yeah, so many vests, bro. Suitcase full of vests, like, bro. Jean, vinyl, leather.
It wasn't nothing but vests. That was best time. So I hope you guys watch and enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe on the YouTube GodChaserz Cinema. Pre-order and download. If it's already out, download Throw the Crown. This is the road to number 10. This Brinson,
baby.
Oatmeal, Ready Rider, Nazareth in the house.
Yeah.
And we out. You chasing God or no?
Or nah.